Hey, this is Pizza Dude Man, finally back for more subscriber questions. This is not an April Fool's Day video, but it might as well be because these questions are all the way back from January. Sorry about that, I just got super busy like I thought I might, and I really wanted to keep up with my Let's Plays as my biggest priority outside of work, so the subscriber questions fell off the grid. But now we're back. I'm officially going to be turning this now into a monthly series. So the next subscriber questions video will be sometime between May 1st and May 5th or so. You have all the way throughout the month to ask questions, and then I'll just do bigger videos where I answer all of the questions given throughout the month. So to make it all official, this is the subscriber questions video for April 2017. Our first question today is from the Smashmaster 9000. Who is your boy, Roy or Guzma? Guzma. At first, I thought Guzma was really silly, but as I played Pokemon Sun, Guzma became my favorite Pokemon villain of all time. I really like Guzma. He Who Mains Pichu asks, what were your thoughts on Diddy Kong's hoo-ha combo in Smash 4 when it was still good? I mean, obviously, it was kind of a cheap tactic that had to be nerfed, you know, kind of like Ice Climber's chain grabbing. It's just like, well, yeah, of course you're going to win if you're doing that. But, oh man, it was such a fun crowd thing, like watching a group of spectators go, hoo, ha, during a Smash tournament. So, I mean, I don't know, it kind of reminded me of Wombo Combo in that way. I'm really glad that it existed. 8-Bit Dai asks, have you watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? And maybe that answers that question. I haven't watched the whole thing. I've seen all of Phantom Blood, and I've seen all of Battle Tendency, but I've only seen about half of Stardust Crusaders so far. Which, I don't know, I just kind of lost track of it. I watched, like, the whole, when it was just an OVA before they did a full anime series, just the Jotaro versus Dio stuff. So I really want to go back and watch the rest of it. And I've seen the odd episode here and there of Diamond is Unbreakable. Next, we have a group of questions from the Pokemon Alliance development. If you could create your own Ultra Beast in Pokemon, what would it be? It's kind of a weird question because, like, the Ultra Beasts are really just kind of monstrous things. I want to see some sort of, like, really big, more realistic, but still, like, fictitious lion cat thing, like, I don't know, some big really menacing tiger. I'm thinking like something like a combination of something from Zoids and like a fully digivolved Digimon, something like that. When is the next subquest? May 1st through May 5th, sometime in there. If you could make a Pokemon region, which real-life place would you like to see as a Pokemon region, what locations would work well for it, and what Pokemon would get new forms, like Alola forms? I'd actually really like to see China as a Pokemon region. You could have the Great Wall of China and the Forbidden City and maybe the Terracotta Army. Pokemon that would get new forms. Why don't we just, you know, build off of where we did last time and have like a bunch of second-gen Pokemon with special forms? Yeah, we'll go with that. If Diamond and Pearl got remade, do you expect to see Sinnoh forms for Pokemon? Not really, because I mean, that's still all part of the way that the Pokemon world works, by speculation, just based on, you know, shared locations and stuff, is that Kanto and Johto and Sinnoh and Hoenn are all part of, like, the same, I don't know what you'd call it, continent? So it'd be weird if there were Sinnoh forms because of that. I mean, unless they did, like, Sinnoh forms of, like, later Pokemon, like 5th and 6th gen Sinnoh forms, and 7th gen Sinnoh forms, that'd be kind of cool. So maybe I'll have to think more about that. Will you get Fire Emblem Heroes? I'm going to change this question to, did you get Fire Emblem Heroes? And the answer is no. But I also never got Super Mario Run, and even though I downloaded Pokemon Go, I barely used it. Just, mobile gaming just hasn't stuck with me. I don't know why. It never has. Admiral N30 asks, for the next Fire Emblem rep in Smash, do you think they should add Alm and Celica from Fire Emblem Echoes for 3DS, or the protagonist of the upcoming Fire game for Nintendo Switch? I think they're going to prioritize adding the new protagonist of the Fire Emblem game for Nintendo Switch. That's a complete and total guess on my part. Maybe they'll also include Alm or Celica, but I think if they were just going to add one new Fire Emblem rep, it would be the one from the new Fire Emblem Switch game. And I'm guessing that would come first, because that's been announced, and there's been no word of a Smash Brothers for Switch yet, not officially. Bobby Lopez asks, what do you think of Nintendo Switch's presentation? Oh, right, because this question was asked back when they just kind of first showed the Switch off. So I'll change this to, what do you think of the Nintendo Switch? And I think it's awesome. I'm really excited for the games coming out for it, and I've been addicted to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. A couple more questions here from the Pokemon Alliance development. If SSB5 had a story mode or something, what are 5 new bosses you'd like to see? Let's see, I made a list here earlier for this question. King Boo, Kraid, Hades, Goma, and Krako. There we go. If you could add 5 more enemies to Smash Run, who would they be? I forgot about this question and didn't write down any answers. Okay, it's been a long time since I've done Smash Run, so I don't remember if any of these are actually in there, and I just forgot. But I wrote down just now, Drybones, Boo, Moblins, Metroids, and Faceless from Fire Emblem Fates. Our next question is from, I hope I say this name right, Alex Weirkosh. In Pokemon, what is your favorite region, and did you do Nuzlocke off camera before? My favorite region is Unova. And I've done Nuzlocke before of Leaf Green. No, I think it was actually Fire Red. As well as Alpha Sapphire, X, and I think that's it. I think that's all the Nuzlocke I've done before. Here's a few more questions from the Pokemon Alliance development. What would you think if the Amazing Island Hero got into Smash? That'd be really weird, because that was such an obscure and, like, not very well popularized game that would be just totally random. But you could have a lot of fun with the moveset. Super Mario Sunshine or Super Mario Galaxy? Which one do you like more? This could be kind of a weird answer, because, like, as far as platformer games go, I might argue that Super Mario Galaxy is objectively better, like a better platforming experience. But personally, I like Super Mario Sunshine. I absolutely love Super Mario Sunshine. It's one of my favorite games of all time. What is your opinion on GameWisp and RevloBot? GameWisp is an external free service that lets people subscribe to you without being a partnered channel on Twitch, and RevloBot is a way for you to make your own Twitch currency that people would get from watching you stream. I mean, I don't stream enough to take advantage of those services myself, but if they help people out, then cool. Which Sun and Moon Pokemon would you like to see as a Pokeball Pokemon? I know it's not really a new Pokemon, but I thought it'd be funny if they included Alolan Exeggutor, and he just walks around the screen really, really slowly, but his neck is an impassable obstacle. So he just is like a walking vertical wall. I thought that would be really funny. Waffles the Apprentice asks, who would win in a fight, Machu Picchu or Macho Pichu? I mean, I can't imagine Macho Pichu winning. I mean, what is that? A Pichu that's so strong it hurts itself for even more damage? There's no way it's going to beat the entirety of Machu Picchu. Callum Weatherall asks, if you were stuck on a desert with one Nintendo character, who would you pick and why? I mean, probably someone who's well suited to the desert that could help me in that situation, so I don't know. I've been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild, so let's go with Urbosa from Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I mean, I think she'd be really helpful in the desert. These next few questions are from Smash Brothers 2009. Have you seen the Lazy Town music video, We Are Number One, and or its remixes? I have seen a lot of them, and personally my favorite one is, there's this one that's just beautifully orchestrated. It's not even funny how well done it is. It's actually really good sounding. What are you most excited for in 2017, whether it be films, games, events, etc.? I'm going to say Super Mario Odyssey. What are your thoughts on otakus? To me, like, the word itself, otaku, in general, I think words are less meaningful than the intent and usage and context behind them. Like, labeling yourself as an otaku or being called an otaku could be a compliment or a definition or a lifestyle or an insult, and it really depends more on, you know, what you mean by that. Like, if I was to call myself an otaku, I would say that because I like to watch a lot of anime and play a lot of video games, and I spend the majority of my free time indoors. But, like, I wouldn't want to be called an otaku as an insult. You know what I mean? It's all about context. Joe the Artist asks, who is your favorite new Pokemon in Sun and Moon? Incineroar. I love Incineroar. Tail the Toaster asks, what's your favorite aspect of Pokemon Sun and Moon? Do you have a favorite returning character? My favorite aspect, I think, is the new types of challenges. I mean, all the way up till now, it's always been gyms, and they've had some interesting new formats in gyms, but Sun and Moon, there's not directly gyms, but there are still basically gym leader battles. But in addition to that, there's other different types of challenges that depend on your other skill sets. And there's like boss Pokemon you have to fight. So I love the variety of new challenges in Sun and Moon. It makes it feel very fresh as far as new Pokemon games go. As for a favorite returning character, I mean, I've come to really, really appreciate the consistent return of Looker. Like, that's just something I expect to see in Pokemon games. It's like, oh, what's the new Looker quest gonna be? So I really like that. Besides that, they brought back a lot of like previous champion characters, and I was really, really happy that they brought back Wally. Like, I've come to expect Cynthia. They've brought back Cynthia so much, but Wally was a surprise to me, and I was like, oh yeah, Wally's cool. Bring back Wally more. 8-Bit Die asks, what do you think of a Smash character whose gimmick revolves around taunts? And then they kind of give a description here, like the different taunts boost different stats or change fighting styles or things like that. It has to be done well. Because my problem with that, a character whose gimmick revolves around their taunts actually changing their fighting style, is I could see where someone could argue that that gives them an unfair advantage because most people's taunts don't do anything special. Like, to me, that would translate to, like, if you had Shulk with this gimmick, and basically his taunts gave him his different stance changes. I don't remember what they call them. But then in addition to that, he had a different special move. You see what I'm saying? Because that kind of like boost in power or change in power or way they change their fighting style, that sounds more like a special move than something that should be part of the taunt, because that actually gives them more functionality as a character than other characters. But if you do it right, it could be interesting. Lord Jackal asks, do you like Pikmin? Yes, and I have no deeper answer than that. It's not one of my favorites, but I like it. I do like Pikmin. Here's a few questions from PSB123. Do you think Suzaku Castle and Midgard need more options for music tracks? Oh my god, is that even a question? Of course they need more music tracks. I want to hear Guile's theme and Zangief's theme and Cammy's theme in Suzaku Castle, and I want to hear way more music for Midgar. I want the decisive battle music, the one that goes like da 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 da. There's so much great Final Fantasy music. You can include like other things too, like I don't know, Chrono Trigger music, or you know, all this stuff from Square Enix, and all they have is that very limited amount of music. They need way more. Come on. If the Switch port of Smash 4 happens, and they have all of the Wii U and 3DS stages, do you think we would get some new tracks to go with the 3DS stages? If so, what are some tracks that you'd want? Now, the thing is, a lot of the stages in the 3DS version correlate to stages in the Wii U version, so I imagine they would just share tracks. Like, for instance, the Pac-Man maze would probably just borrow a lot of tracks from, like, Pac-Land in the Wii U version. And a lot of stages are like that, where they have an equivalent to the Wii U version. But a couple songs I want in particular. For the Spirit Track stage, I really want maybe even like a full-on remix of the Burn battle theme from Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks, because that was such a cool theme. That's the one that goes like da 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 ba ba da 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 da. That'd be really cool. And I think they could do more Fire Emblem Awakening music, because if I remember correctly, the only ones they have are the final song that I don't remember the name of right now that goes like da 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 da, and they have the Conquest music, which is the dun dun da 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 da. And I'd like to see more. Like I thought they were going to have the I think it's called Prelude, the music that's like from the first map. I really want that one. The da 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 da. I mean, that's kind of like the Awakening theme, and they didn't have it in there. I really wanted it in there. And also, as a side note, I really hope they have more Fates music in later installments. I really want more Fates music. I really want to fight to a light from Fire Emblem Fates, the one that goes da 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 da. I want to fight to that in Super Smash Brothers. That'd be really, really great. All right, let's move on. Why did you end up going with the cover art you chose for your LP of Shantae Half Genie Hero? Seriously, a picture of your nipple is not something I needed to see. Well, I let my artist, which is my wife, take a lot of creative liberties for the artwork that gets done for the channel, so I'll let her answer it. I recorded this earlier.
Because I felt like it, of course. I mean, Isaac didn't have any objections.
And there you go. The next few questions are from Musumania27. What do you think of the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime? I actually haven't watched it myself. I remember there were some complaints and some praise for the animation style. I think the animation style is great from what I've seen. It's really, really fun. Have you ever played or seen the Power Stone series? Yes, barely, but yes. If so, which character would you include in Smash Brothers, and what moveset, victory theme, and taunt, etc. would you give them? I mean, that's kind of like adding Ryu. It's already a fighting game, so I mean, the moveset, victory theme, taunt, etc. you can just pretty much take right out of Power Stone. And I can't imagine they would add anyone besides Edward Falcon. That'd be really weird. It'd be like adding someone besides Ryu from Street Fighter. Will you face out? Will you hold out? Will you reach out to the truth of your life, seeking to seize on the whole moment? Yeah. To answer that question, I've actually never played a single Persona or Shin Megami Tensei game, and I'd really love to someday. It's something I haven't gotten around to. And our last couple of questions here are from Chicken Krispies. What was your favorite game from 2016? As far as new games go, the first thing that comes to mind for me is Pokemon Sun and Moon. And which game system has your favorite controller? To which I'm going to say Xbox 360. And lots of controllers these days try to copy that, because it's a good setup. So that's it for subscriber questions for this month, even though the questions were all the way back from January. Ask me your new questions below, and I will answer them in May. See you then.